Oh, it was all going so well, wasn't it? Half time at Ibrox, Aberdeen falling behind right with the last kick of the half. After some rather poor play, it has to be said, from Ross McCrory, who maybe from one goal line clearance aside has had a very uncharacteristically poor half so far. It all started so well as Aberdeen named an unchanged lineup this afternoon for the trip to Ibrox. There was one change, of course, before the game. Nick Walsh taking charge of the match in place of Stephen McLean. Willie Collum moving into the VAR room in place of Nick Walsh, who was the man in the middle. But it's just that's a really disheartening way to go in at the break. It's fair to say the game's been extremely open. Both sides not exactly covering themselves in glory defensively, more so probably ourselves. It's just a real bitter blow there to concede what is another goal from a set piece. Yes, it's the second phase this time around, but from an Aberdeen point of view, Ross McCrory's got to be doing so much better and just hoofing that ball clear. I don't know why he's pricking about on the byline in the first place. Plays a poor ball up the line to Jaden Richardson before being dispossessed. And then, once he almost gets rid of that possession, he thinks his job's done, allows Borna Barisic or Ryan Kent, I can't remember which one of the two it was, to get at him. He concedes a stupid foul, and we just don't follow the shot in. Really, really poor play, because I think it's fair to say we've been causing Rangers problems. We weathered the storm in that opening early 5 minutes. Rangers did have some good chances. I think it's fair to say we looked a bit open at the back. Not just that first 5 minutes. I think we've looked very open at the back throughout. Even that midfield, Rangers are getting far too much space and time in midfield to really drive our defence. For my liking so far in that half, but we're also causing Rangers plenty of problems down that right-hand side of our own. Jaden Richardson's really been causing the left-hand side of Rangers problems. And I think, we've got the players that can hurt them, but it's good to have a lot of you along. But Joseph Marshall, you're right in saying it's been way too easy for them at times. And I think both goals, certainly that we've conceded, were far too easy. If we look back, though, of course, we did have a brief moment of ecstasy. Leighton Clarkson with a superb through ball to Duke, who drove into the box. Wanted all the time in the world, which was quite unlike him as well. I thought he would have taken the opportunity to score at Ibrox with both hands, but bundled down in the box. And everybody stopped, apart from Connor Barron, who just ran in and rifled the ball into the roof of the net to spark wild celebrations here in my study, much to my son's disappointment, who was screaming, crying at the noises I was making. And I think I know from texting Callum as well that Caitlin, his girlfriend, gave him into trouble for celebrating. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of celebrating going on now at halftime. I think, though, from our own point of view, and I don't know for all of you that are tuning into this just now, feel the same. There is encouragement for me in that half. With some of our play going forward, we are creating opportunities. I was a bit disappointed at the couple of early corners that we had as well, both going to the back post. I think we can do better from the set piece deliveries as well. But certainly from some of the comments that are coming in, Jay Johansson there, the back three looking all over the place in the transition, and it looked very much like that when Rangers equalised. We had that warning shot just before when Fashion Sakala broke through, and had it not been for Ross McCrory, probably the only good thing he's done in that half was clearing the ball off the line to deny him. But nowhere to be seen, unfortunately, at that equaliser. Anthony Cholak, you cannot give a striker who scored that many goals this season and is in such a fine vein of form that much space and time in the box. He will do what he does and slot the ball past the net. And what's really frustrating, I saw that the ABZ guys tweet out that it was at a time where the seed was beginning to build, and especially when you look at that Sakala chance just seconds before, there was clear frustration mounting in the stands at Ibrox. Ryan Kent seems to be wanting to walk the ball into the net today, and there was definitely frustration going, and it just frustrated me so much that we allowed Rangers time, space, and freedom to really gift them a way back into the game. We didn't make them work for the goal. I think when you go to places like Ibrox and Parkhead, you really have to, hope that if the opposition do score, they've had to really work to break you down, or it's a moment of brilliance. Unfortunately, both goals we've gone on to concede in this half have not been. It's once again errors on our part. And I don't know if Jonathan Main's tuning into this or not, but it was something that we were speaking about yesterday about, it's all well and good being all talk in the press, but we've got to follow it up with the performance on the pitch. And I just feel at time we've just been a bit too respectful to Rangers. They're a team that's struggling just now. Their confidence is low. And, now they're going in high as a kite into halftime the way we've gifted them goals. Ramadani as well is now in the middle of the park sitting on a booking. Fair play to him for taking that booking for the team. I think it was needed when he hauled back Tillman. That was very much the case of what we expected Yilber Ramadani to do in these sort of games, where he would sort of disrupt the play and take bookings for the team. But we're now going chasing a game, and if Rangers look to hit us on the counter in this second half coming up, we're a bit stuck in that sense. But I guess it could have been a bit worse had Keller Roast not denied Fashion Sakala. And I think, again, that sums up for me my frustration sitting here at halftime speaking to you all, the fact that we're going in behind, because once again, when it was a great opportunity for them, it was their own indecision that cost them. And yes, I think it was good goalkeeping from Calaros. I know I've been very critical of him in the past as well, but good work from the Dutchman. But I think, yeah, Kaiser, you're absolutely right. That stat there sums up our first half. 19 shots we've faced. We've only had 3 on goal. I think a couple of times I remember in that first half, Jack McKenzie early on, when he decided to go for goal, I think he was better putting a ball into the box, and there was an opportunity. Ross McCrory could have spread the ball wide left to Leighton Clarkson that was in acres of space, and he, for me, made the wrong pass. But I'm just sick at that second goal. I really am. You could see it coming in a sense that I mean that in the sense when McCrory was really lazy in his play. He was way too calm and composed, trying to play the ball out of defence. I hate when we're like that at Ibrox Parkhead in big sort of games. I always remember Mark Reynolds when he played for Aberdeen. He was always no nonsense. It didn't matter what the game was. If in doubt, boot it the fuck out of the pitch. Just put it into row Z, hit it off some poor Rangers fan in the stand, knock him out instead. But no, we knocked the ball aimlessly up the pitch. Richardson was kind of caught unaware. Rangers then got the opportunity. McCrory, thinking his job was done, was caught napping, and then again this season we don't defend the free kick. For all the good moments we had, we even go and take the lead in this game as well. We hold on for 6 minutes, but Rangers, it was kind of one-way traffic for large spells. Again, going back to that point that Kaiser says. Lawrence Gray, interesting comment for you as well. It's interesting to see what changes will be made at half time. Unfortunately, I've got to listen to that mob's commentary with the very legal stream that I'm watching. And it doesn't really seem that we've got much options on the bench to kind of change things around. Vicente Bazawin's not really offered much in recent weeks. Who would you bring him on for? Majowski's done a lot of running around trying to drag the defenders one way to free up space for Duke. Would you take him off for Ramirez? I don't know. We haven't really seen that Ramirez can offer much in way of that. You've got Kennedy. I think there was somebody in the comments as well as had mentioned the fullbacks. I can't go back and find it, so apologies to who it was. well, Paul Reiki mentioned it up at the start before I actually went live. We need to close them down more and break up the play. Absolutely. There's far too much space for Rangers. And I think maybe it was on Twitter instead that I saw that comment. But both McKenzie and Richardson are playing quite high up. BSTRL, take Richardson off and move to a back four. Assume you're suggesting, Beastie, that we put McCrory over to right back then if that was the change, or are you bringing on Matt Kennedy for Jaden there? Interested to hear what your thoughts are on that. But we've stupidly given ourselves a lot of work to do. It's really annoying when you go to somewhere like that, take the lead, put yourselves in a position where we should be doing a lot better, and going into a game where Rangers are low on confidence. The Rangers fan at work told me that Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has only lost in the Premiership to Celtic. He's not lost to any other team outside of Celtic. I thought that was going to change today, but we've given ourselves a lot of work to do if that is going to change. I think we've seen that we can create. There is a lot of space in that game, especially, like I said, in the midfield. As much as we're open, it does look that if we can win that ball back in midfield, we can look to counter. I look back to that opportunity when Duke was away to go one-on-one. Fair play to Leon King. I know Callum had his doubts around him in the preview, but a really well-timed tackle from him. Unfortunately, from our point of view, had he mistimed that or missed it completely, we could be sitting here talking about a different game. But unfortunately, hindsight's a wonderful thing. But yeah, Scotscare, you're right. It's the same problem all season. Defense is bad. Lack of height. I don't know. I think Stewart and Scales are quite tall, which is really, I think, again, kind of frustrates when we're conceding so many sloppy goals from set pieces. But something I took from the replay of that second goal especially was what Jaden Richardson was just doing, standing on the line, just standing watching. He doesn't clear out with the rest of the defence. There definitely wasn't any question marks around Ben Davies being offside, but we don't even kind of offer up any doubt by not clearing the box very well. So yeah, just extremely disappointed. I think it is a general consensus. I'm sure many of you share that feeling as well, that we're sitting here talking about this team going in 2-1 down against a Rangers side that, as I said, lack confidence. And despite, as Kaiser said, them having 19 shots, in my opinion, Kelleros was worked for one, but that shot was deflected off of Anthony Stewart, which he had to get down well and save. He does save the original shot for the second goal well, but he's really not had to work. Yes, Beastie, you are absolutely right. He was sitting on our goal line. I don't think there would have been offside. I think somebody else in the middle was playing Davies onside, but it was like Richardson was just like in the stands watching the play unfold. I really don't know what he was doing standing there. It was, again, just puts down to yet more laughable defending from us at set pieces. Achilles heel, striking again. We've given ourselves loads of work to do in this second half. Can the Dons come back and get a point minimum? Would you guys now be happy to take a point from this game? Let me know your thoughts. I'll wrap this up shortly as we get back to the second half. I guess from here, I would definitely be happy with a point. I said beforehand in that preview with Callum pre-match, I would have taken a point. When you're going 1-0 up, you're really hoping we hold on to 3, but we've not covered ourselves in glory, unfortunately, this first half defensively. Same old story this season. Can things improve? Can we shore up that defense second half? Can we exploit maybe some tired legs from that midweek trip to Naples in the second half? Try and use the pace that Duke possesses, and maybe try and get Majovski to be a bit more of a nuisance in that second half. Time will tell. Can Aberdeen get a way back into this game? Can we come away with a point? Or even better, all 3? Thank you very much for tuning in to my own thoughts from halftime here, and those of you that have contributed as well. Just something different with us being away. Just thought I would come on and rant a little bit and see how everybody felt. But second half has got back underway, so come on, you Reds.